Aquarian Alchemist, and I'm here with a shadow work reading for you, my beautiful hearts. If this is your first time to my channel, thank you for stopping by. If you are here because you are a loyal and loving subscriber, you already know I love you because you're loyal. Hey, boo. If you are new here, please consider subscribing to the channel. Trying to get my channel to 1,000 subscribers. Come on, y'all. The more y'all subscribe, the more I post. That's how it goes. I have a very full life, and while I do like to provide the readings, you know, I have my business, I have my house, I have my children, I have other things going on. So I put my energy into what puts energy into me. So, you know, the more viewers and the more feedback and comments I get, the more I will pour into, you know, doing the readings, okay? Because they are free, right? You know, and I also offer personal readings. You can go to my website, aaapothecary.shop, and you can book a personal reading with me, one-on-one. Just go on there, purchase your reading, leave your email. I will contact you, and we do our reading. I do my readings on Zoom or Facebook. If you want to do Facebook video, you can do that, or we can do it on Zoom. We are always grateful and thankful to our ancestors, angels, guardians, guides, souls, high Holy Spirit, for giving us the correct insight and always protecting and watching over us during these readings and workings, keeping us safe from the outside negative energies, entities that they try to interrupt or intervene. Only the highest energies are welcome in giving us the most accurate messages. Let's see what we have for the air sign shadow work. We are at the end of 2025. So let's see, what do we need to do? What do we need to know right now? One more of these. But the first card out is Colorless Angel, the number 10. And we got Fated to Suffer. Let's see if we get one more. I like to get, whoop. Okay. Just one was all I was thinking. So 10 and 25. Okay. So the first one out is Colorless Angel. I have not seen this card a lot. Okay. I think that's all we're going to have for the Dark Mirror. Okay, we got one more. Just to give me a little bit more context. Yeah. Okay, so that's what I thought. So we're getting this message. That's why it's like I don't have to do dark shadow work readings all the time, because it's like it takes a long time to work on your shadow work. At times, you know, it takes effort. I'm not gonna say it takes a long time, but it takes a lot of effort, and sometimes that effort can take a lot of time. But let's read Colorless Angel. And the first thing I got when I looked at this is just someone feeling drained and tired and feeling just like they can't go on, like they put so much into something or someone, and it's just really hard to just keep going. Okay, let's see. Colorless Angel. That's deep. Denial. It's better to not feel rather than feeling pain. Apathy is a crowded king of nothingness and the shining queen of whatever. We can be the dragon slaying hero, but not when he slays the dragon, nor when he is betrayed and dies, but when he is simply doing nothing. We can be Michael, the archangel, while he waits bored and motionless, and St. George, surprised in a moment of stillness and nothingness. All the wrong rivers can become a swamp when they reach the plains, and the most yummy food can become gummy after a couple hours unattended on the table. There's a lot of darkness when we make the habit of going gray. We numb our senses with the fog of delays, and when we just get indifferent to the fog itself. I'm here, we whispered, and if by a very tiny chance someone notices and replies and asks, who's there? We become shy and stay silent a little more. You cannot be saved unless you face the dragon. And the dragon hurts. Of course it does. Okay, we also have Fated to Suffer, and we have gotten this card several times. It has come out. And Fated to Suffer, you know, in a nutshell, is like a depressive feeling. It's just kind of like feeling like, you know, what's the point? Things are always gonna come back to this. It's just like, it's just like feeling like, why keep pushing? It also has a little bit to do with like feeling worthy, right? Feeling confined to a script, forced by another, and never really fought, heading towards a destination of pain. And then we also got the child I was meant to be. So, and that's number 8. 8, 10, and 25. These numbers can mean something to you. An instant of clarity is the light I needed. Acceptance. Okay. To go forward is to go backward, as hope heals the wounds of the past. Right. This card, that's what I was looking at too. This card is, look at all the color in this card, right? Versus this card and this card. Okay, look how gray and dark. And the only thing in this card that's really has light to it is the apple, which is poisonous. Okay, and then you have the child I was meant to be, which is full of color. So, okay, what I'm getting here, and it's like 7 minutes in, it's like, let me get there. Okay, because it's like I feel what's unfolding here. But basically, it says this is a card of connection with ourselves. So many times it feels like a dream. It's fleeting, it's uncertain, and yet clear. The moment you choose your hand to grasp it, it turns into fairy light and disappears. But it remains as a lingering smell, an ethereal feeling of light and peaches and blossom. It is faith, it is hope, it is a warm smile at the other side of the forest of smoke and mirrors. We can be whole again. We can be pure again. We can be happy again, no matter what we did. We can. Just know this as a gift of light among a cruel darkness. It brings no road, sometimes no solace, but it can become a seed of hope, a wind of change, a place of safety into the storm. Even if it's gone, it's definitely there. Right, okay. Woo, so that's deep. Okay. So basically what I'm getting here is like somebody could be feeling like, or could have been feeling, the tide could be changing, okay? Because I kept feeling the need of getting one more card, and I ended up getting this card last. So it's like this year could have been very trying for you. It could have been very, like it could have been an evolutionary process, for to say the least. Because there have been points where you really have felt like giving up. You really have felt like afraid to go forward. You know, like afraid to misstep, afraid to trust, afraid to love, because you've been hurt in the past, and the things that have happened have really scarred you, and you've had to really do some serious healing. You've had to go from not caring at all to apprehensive. Okay, maybe I'll try, but is it poison? It's like I'm scared. To no, I can be who I was meant to be. All this has happened, but I can still be who I was put on this earth to be. I've been hurt. I've been betrayed. I betrayed somebody. I hurt somebody, but I can still, that's not who I am. That's not where this story ends. It looks like it's going to be a deep one today. Okay, now. Let's see how this has been affecting the air signs. What does this stem from? What is this rooted in? Okay. What has happened? What's happened here? What's this about? Okay. Okay, someone could have found out that they were not, a sense of a betrayal that could have happened is someone could have found out that their parent isn't their actual parent. Or the person that raised them is not their actual parent. Somebody could have also found out that a child that they have been raising is not their actual child. We got this not the father in reverse. So, or you could be finding out that someone is your child. I don't like reading cards in reverse, but on here I do. So it's like someone could have been denying a child. You could be denying a child. Okay. Someone could be like, you could be like breaking free. I'm getting this too. It's like breaking free from things and people that are going to, or that were suffocating you and draining you and poisoning you. It's like someone is really breaking free from this year. Someone could be in counseling currently, or seeking a counselor, or getting ready to start counseling. Good for you. I commend you on that. Yeah. It's like someone is putting a lot of negativity behind them so that they can have the future that they really want to experience. I think that's really good. Because someone has, like, tried it all. And I'm getting this sense of feeling like you've allowed people to use you, abuse you, misuse you, confuse you, you know, and you just kind of like would take it. Okay, this stuck on stupid came out in reverse. Okay, it's like you're not playing the fool anymore. You're not. Because when you did that, that's what left you, you know, feeling this way. So now you're starting to question. What is that? What is that? You know, what are you feeding me here? Is this true? Someone could have also been betrayed by someone in their family who they really loved and trusted. And this could have had you feeling like very jaded. Like a grandma or a great aunt or a mentor or even a mother. Someone older who you looked up to, who you trusted. That's what I'm saying. They could have lied to you when you were younger, or they could have lied to you now, or you could have discovered a lie from the past. Like, you thought something was one way, but it was a different way. Yeah. All this could have had you feeling very insecure and unsure of yourself. Yeah, and lonely, not knowing who to trust. who to depend on, who's telling me the truth, you know. It's like you have been shutting everyone out. That's something that you've been doing this year. You've been shutting everyone out, but you've also been working on you. But you also haven't really branched out the way you could have. Like, you may have went out here or there. You may have mingled, but you never really was, like, completely open. You was never really completely open. Yeah. There's a sense of codependency here. So this person that betrayed you could actually be codependent on you. Financially, mentally, emotionally. In some aspect, they're like, they feel like they need you to do something to be better, to be in their life, to... You could have cut somebody off this year. Someone that was constantly using and abusing you, conning you. Anything else? We'll move to the next bit. Unable to move on. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, not completely. So this is interesting. Let me show y'all. Hiding money. Okay. Unable to move on, fell down on, insecure, and it's covering up all this, and it's like as if to say moving on is the cure. This is how we get messages. We see all this. But, like, moving on is the cure. Actually, moving houses, moving environments could actually be the cure as well. Because you see here, there's boxes. There's moving boxes on this card. That's the office. You know, this could be a work environment you need to move away from. That could be making you feel miserable and insecure. Or it could be a home environment. Somewhere that you feel cluttered. You feel overwhelmed. You feel like it's too much going on in this place. So that's something. Someone could be stalking around where you live or where you work as well. I stalk you daily right next to. So this person, whoever this person is that they feel like makes you better. Someone, they could have been like trying to like hack you or something. They're not able to do that anymore. Somebody has had to get close to you. Like in proximity. Am I saying that right? Proximity. Like, I feel like at first they were content with like watching you online, stalking you, hacking you, whatever they were doing online. But I feel like now it's graduated to coming around where you work, coming around where you live in person, stalking you in person. Or you could be doing this to someone else as well, because this is shadow work. But it's also this feeling of you're in this mode of breaking free, and you're being guided to continue in that direction. Because you're gonna move up. See, it's going up because it didn't come out like this. It's like this, meaning making these moves is going to help you move up in some kind of way. Let's see. Let's get a little bit more. Let's see what tarot has to say. What are the air signs? What is this shadow work? What do they need to understand about this situation? There's some type of truth that could be coming out or that has already come out that surrounding a man or surrounding a male or surrounding a masculine energy. Anything else? Okay, one more. Okay. Yeah, some type of burden. Yeah, it's like you're going to be releasing this burden. You need to release these burdens. Like I said, the burden could be where you live, where you work. These men, you could have a boss, a job, a baby father, an ex. Tell me more. Once you release this, yeah, you're going to be getting other offers, new offers. It's like you already released it, but it's like there's another form of release that needs to be done. I don't know if you need to cry, if you need to tell somebody, if you need to write it down, if you need to go to a counseling session. There's some other form of release. It's like you need to tell the truth about something. Somebody needs to tell you the truth. Yeah, something you've been holding back or someone else has been holding back. I'm also getting this parents feeling again. Something concerning parents and money and lies or untruth or gossip. It's like, you know what I'm saying? You know when people go and they like say you're leaving a job. I'm not telling nobody to do this, but this is just what's coming to my mind. How people will go in a job and tell everybody off and then say I'm done. They already got a new job though. When they do that, usually they already have somewhere else they're going. But somebody go in there and tell everybody off and then I'm like I quit and then leave. Or what just passed? Thanksgiving just passed. A lot of people celebrate Thanksgiving. I don't, but I was on TikTok and there's like a whole thread of, family drama on Thanksgiving, and it's like people telling each other off on, what's supposed to be a holiday that people are celebrating, but there's this feeling of needing to say something on your way out the door. Needed to release a burden on your way out. Like, and another thing, and while we talking, while I'm on my way out, let me be clear. Let me be concise. Let me let you know what it is. Or somebody may want to do this to you since you're leaving. Yeah, because they already know you're going to be happy. But once you do this, you're going to be happy. Release these emotions. Release this truth. I recently did a blog on my website, aaapothecary.shop, about secrets. And if you're watching this video, you probably need to also read that blog, because I get those blogs, and then I have to share them. And then I'm going to also do a video on that blog. But it just now came into me about the need, because in that blog, I talk about the needing to release yourself from the burden of secrets, or being able to tell your story. If somebody wants to tell their story or wants to tell their side of a story, but they're burdened or they feel like they can't because there are secrets surrounding other people that is part of their story, that's not your problem. It's like you don't have to be the keeper of secrets. If you need to tell your story, you can tell your story. You need to tell your story. People do and act the way they choose to, you know. And there's this meaning. If you want me to speak better about you, you should have treated me better, or you should have showed up better in my life, you know. Because I'm gonna say, for me, for instance, it's never for me about bashing anybody um or what's the other word I'm looking for? But it's like not about bashing somebody, but it's about speaking my truth. And it's about being clear and being right and being free, right? And saying, you know, what happened from my perspective, how it affected me when this happened. You don't have to hold the torch for everybody else saying, well, they were this or they were that. People speak for themselves, and they'll speak for you too if you allow them to. So you have to say, okay, well, this is me. I can speak for me. This is what I experienced. This is how it affected me. And this is how I'm dealing with the effects of whatever happened. This is a big theme for this reading. Because you not speaking your truth, you holding back something, some type of information, it's like an internal poison. It's like you're in some type of agreement with something that you don't agree with. It's like people feel like, well, I don't have to tell my side. If people figure it out, you know, yes and no. People may not want to figure it out. People may just take it and say, oh, well, especially if the lie is coming from someone of a high stature. So if your parent is lying on you, people will automatically believe that. Oh, that's their parent. They're, you know, 9 times out of 10, they're going to automatically believe it. If it's your aunt, if it's your grandma, if it's your, you know, until you say, well, that's not what really happened, or that's not how I see things because XYZ. And they'll be like, oh, we didn't know all of that. I know you didn't know. You know what I mean? So it's important to feel safe and to know that you can tell your side of the story, or you can just tell your life period. You can just tell your story period. Not even just your side, but this is your life. Okay? So that's a big theme here. Because you have overcome what tried to break you, or what really tried to hold you back, or really it almost took you out. Let's get some advice, and I'm going to wrap this up. Wow, this is so deep. And I'm an earth sign. This actually applies to me. Yes, the desire. Anything else? 8 and 8. Okay. Miracles. One more, please. Is there anything? Go ahead. Oh, no. Speak up just fell out. There we go. There we go. You have a desire to speak up, but there's a resistance. It's like you have the desire to speak up, but you're having resistance. It's like you're afraid. You're afraid how it's going to affect people. You're afraid how it's going to affect you. You're afraid of how people are going to look at you. And I get this. I do. And I'm going to tell you, pray about it. Meditate on it, and write down some pros and cons if that helps you. But really sit with, what do I need to say and how do I want to say it? You don't have to just jump out and just say everything and say whatever. You know, Give it some thought. Give it some consideration. Okay, what parts do I really need to express? Where do I need to feel like I need to give clarity on different situations that have happened or have taken place last year, over the last how many ever years? Okay, because for me, I'm estranged from my family, right? This is a personal note. I'm estranged from my family, and there's been a lot of chit chat about why that is, why I'm not around, where I am. My father had passed away, my grandma had passed away. I didn't go to either one of their funerals. And people like, what? Why not? And there's these questions that are just lingering out there. And when those questions are lingering out there, that people can come and try to answer those questions for you. Now, whether they be true, but whether it's the true reason or not, people will say, oh, well, they may be satisfied with whatever they hear. I say, depending on how much they know you or how they regard you, right? But for me, it's like, I can tell you myself why I'm not around. But if I haven't done that yet, then people are thinking, I wonder what this is about. Or some people say, clear the air. I'm going to clear the air, or let it be known, or let the truth be told. So, I feel like I've been getting the push to do this, to speak on something like this. And I keep saying, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And it's not about if I'm going to do it. It's just when I'm going to do it and what all I'm going to say. That's what all do I want to reveal right now. That's what it's about. Because just because I don't talk to my whole family doesn't mean I don't like my whole family. I don't love my whole family. I don't want to, there's a reason. And if people don't know that, they take it like, well, maybe they're mad at me, or maybe I did something wrong, and maybe they did do something wrong, but no one's going to actually know until it's explained to them. And for me, there's only a couple people that I have actually explained to why I'm not around. And whether they shared that or not, I don't know. They probably haven't. Or they probably shared their version of what I said. You know what I mean? You know how that goes. So one of you could be going through the same kind of thing with that I'm going through. Like, you could be estranged from your family, your parents, and all this stuff comes up, especially around the holidays, right? Because everybody's like wondering, they're asking questions, and people miss you. They authentically miss your presence. Some people, and then there's other people that just have to deal with the backlash of hearing the questions constantly, like, well, what's up? But this is the shadow work. I feel like before the end of this year is out, it may be important to have a conversation with someone, or some people, or with yourself, or even with a counselor. Like someone, you don't have to go on social media and blast your whole family, if or you can. That what everyone's going to be different. You know what I mean? Do what you need to do. Or you could just go talk to a counselor, or you could go journal. But I feel like it's something that needs to be addressed to somebody. Whether that's one-on-one, whether you call them, FaceTime them, talk to them, or send them a video, send them a letter, where something needs to be addressed. And so you can put that burden down, because it's like you're carrying some type of, like, people are putting the burden on your back of saying she's not around because whatever, or he's not around because I wouldn't give them this, or I wouldn't do this, or they're not around because they're mad because XYZ. Now, whether that's true or not, but people are thinking it's true, and they're creating their own assumptions, and they're putting that on your back. Oh, well, she's wrong. Oh, well, he's wrong for that. And then you're carrying this burden of being wrong when people don't even really know what was going on or what happened. They only know half truths. So this is something that it's a shadow in your life right now. Okay? And when you tell the truth, you step into the light. And you say, no, here's what it is. Here's what happened. Here's how it happened. This is why it happened. And then you take that off and you free yourself from that burden. Okay? This is your shadow work. This is our shadow work. Because this involves me too, y'all. Honestly. One last card from the Moonology deck. And we're done here. Woo! This reading is long. But it's so needed. And we haven't had one in a while. So it's like... And I don't want nothing holding me back going into 2026. Nothing. Meditate and contemplate just fell out. I already said that. Your commitment is being tested. Anything else? And this could be a test for you. Believe in the impossible. I want you to think. A lot of people are watching the Reckoning, the documentary that's out right now. You got to think about how those people were so brave to come out and say what someone who was very powerful, who had a lot of power and control over them, how they were mishandling them. You know, and even though there's a lot of people, you know, giving backlash and, you know, saying that they were willing participants and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, you know, they have to deal with that backlash. So it's like they had to be brave and strong in order to really tell their side and say, you know, this is what happened to me. And this is how it affected me. Regardless of what anybody else has to say. Or what anybody else thinks about it. I just saw, what do you need to release? Meditate and contemplate. Let's see. I'm going to wrap this up. About to be 40 minutes. This card speaks of dreams and romance, of soulmates and poetry. It suggests there's a new start coming your way. It's connected to a matter that leaves you feeling somewhere between having your head in the clouds and being in a totally altered state. There could be confusion and disappointment if that's what you've had before and that's what you're expecting. However, if you're onto a good thing, then wish hard, because the words of your soul and of your heart could bring about the manifestation of your dreams. If it all sounds a little wet and watery, then that's Pisces for you. This is the last sign of the zodiac, and the new moon in Pisces card suggests a last-ditch chance to make your dreams come true. Use your feelings to guide your way. Logic won't work right now. Face your fears. They may be holding you back. This situation is being healed. It's time to surrender to the divine. It says chant Namyo Renge-kyo. Avoid being deceptive or willingly deceived. It says Pisces is the sign of reveries and mysteries, or depth of emotions, idealism, and hopeless romantics. It is a sign of water and the unconscious. The energy is deep, like watery depths. The new moon in Pisces indicates a time to listen to your feelings and to allow your emotions to reign free. Whatever you're feeling as you pull this card is more likely than the truth, unless you've been kidding yourself somehow. And only you know if that's the case or not. So yeah, this is about releasing your emotions, telling your truth, being honest with yourself. And that's why it says meditate and contemplate, because when you tell your story, it's important. Like I said, go read the blog, aaapothecary.shop. Go read the blog Secrets, okay? And I really break down in there how to go about telling your story, because you don't want to tell it from a victim mentality. Oh, woe is me. You have to look at all aspects, right? But the point of it is what you got from it, what you learned from it, how it made you feel, and what you're doing about it now, okay? You got to step out of victimhood. You know, yes, people probably did try to victimize you. People probably have done things wrong, and you can speak on that. But speak from a place of power in the now, because you're not there anymore. Okay? So I feel like that's something too. And to make sure that you're contemplating, like I said, think about what you're going to say before you say it. To make sure that you're speaking the truth. To make sure that what you're saying is what you know. Okay? Because once you let it go, you can't take it back. All right, this is your shadow work reading. I hope you enjoy. I hope it resonates with you. And remember to like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know, how do you feel about this? Leave a emoji for me in the comment section. I would love that. Okay. And until next time, I love y'all, and I will see you soon. Ciao.